Yeah, no fun music in 1944.
It's pretty tough. But I do have to admit, if there was an award for best dressed, not only for spooky season but just in general, no offense, Burley, but Goo gets it this week.
It's all
That
good,
shirt
dude.
is amazing. That Finlay hat is sick. I love the rope. I love how they tie in the ropes. Do you twist them like that yourself?
I did this.
Or did
myself.
you buy that one? I like it.
Yeah,
I like it a lot. Speaking of Jim Carrey,
I was playing around with it and thinking like, how can I make this look better? So I was like, this looks better.
yeah, no, it's a good look. I like it. And if you guys want a Finlay hat, make sure you guys head on over to finlayhats.com. Use code BEARDLAWS. You don't save 10%. You save $10 whole dollars. You only get to use it once, so just use a different email address every time. Allegedly.
Word.
But you guys might be, somebody commented, he's like, I really like your hat. Yeah, it's Shinesty or Shinasty, some people say. It's not a porn site. If you guys head over there, they are friends of the show. And I'm going to tell you what, I never saw the value in spending $30 or so, whatever it is, on a pair of underwear until I have wore a pair of underwear that is $30-something. These things are fantastic. They got a little pouch so I can put my balls right in there. Holy cow, talk about comfort. And the designs are sick. I got the one with the bear who looks like he's pooping in the woods.
Listen, it sounds stupid to spend a premium, but what it protects your cock and balls.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't you want to? Is there a little hammock for your cock and balls in there? Little
pouch, the kangaroo pouch. Yeah.
Does it segregate them, as they say?
I don't know if it's like the song. You got to keep them separated.
You gotta watch that ball sweat, man. Because when you're running outside working out and
looking for goop,
you want moisture wicking technology.
Protection. Practice your legs is never fun.
But yeah, I got a text from Matt midweek. He's like, "All right, premium underwear is the shit." As I'm telling you, you'll never be able to go back to Hanes or Fruit of the Loom again.
Yeah,
ever.
These are the ones with the fly. It's got this.
Yeah, dude.
The ball hammock technology helps stop the family jewels from getting crushed in the grundle.
Now,
moisture wicking, room to breathe, ultra supportive, anti-bunching, which that's been a huge thing for me. I'm noticing they're not bunching up, and they're super soft. And you know what? This is my favorite part: bulge enhancing. It makes it all look a little bit bigger.
I love the font they used.
If you're like me, you might not be packing a whole lot of heat. You can still wear them comfortably, even if you don't put things in the hammock. I promise you.
Mm-hmm.
Promise you.
That's a promise by Burley. Guys, we even have a link in there. It's going to save you some money. So in the description of the video or the audio that you're listening to, or just, in any link for Beard Laws, they're in there. The boys appreciate not only us as the boys, but your boys. And they have a bunch of stuff for women. So maybe, hey, Christmas is coming up. Maybe you want to start early? Go ahead and buy some stuff for the women. Maybe you guys can have matching underwear. I got some socks too. They're fancy. I love a good fancy sock. But not only that, they got party wear, they got swimwear, pajamas, ski suits. They even have detergent strips.
Do you think they still got time to order their Halloween stuff from there? Because I know they have like full 3-piece suits, Halloween style. Like, it's wild, dude.
It is. I would have to imagine. I can't speak on their behalf, but I can tell you
it's got to be close, but we're getting close.
This order came in very quick. And they have couple matching. If you guys are like into the couple matching, you can get a matching 3-piece suit and dress. There's some people that are into that, or you can just get a suit.
Oh, as far as couple matching goes, don't do that because it's gay.
But if you do want to do that, just use our code, and it's a little less gay. Check that out. And also, Burley.
Does it look like I have jizz on my hoodie?
A little bit. Yeah, I wasn't judging.
It's got to be detergent or baby jizz. You know what gets me a lot of jizz? Looking good. It makes me look good. Timber Ray shades, sir.
Yeah.
And it keeps the jizz out of my eyes as well as the sun. Every time.
Every time.
I like how the screen froze up for a second. It was just your eyes going. Like, the hell did you just say?
Oh, me?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, timber rays, dude. I mean, have glory holes, much like D-Day 1944. A lot of shots being fired all over the place. And the second dust or dirt or, shrapnel gets in your eyes, game's over. You know what can stop that? Timber rays. Timber rays will keep all that out of your eyes, so all you need to worry, it'll keep your eyes empty so you can keep your mouth full, as they say at the glory hole. So go ahead and get yourself some timber rays. Yeah,
there it is. Speaking of 1944, that's what you call in the biz a transition or
segue.
Segue.
A Paul Blart. He's on his segue, dude.
Has been done. We're traveling to 1944. Should we get into it, fellas?
Yes, I say we kill the time machine noise.
Yeah, want to just do the jingle?
Just go.
Let's go.
Inevitably, someone's going to be bummed out that we killed that noise, but it's fine.
Well, Goot got us the new time traveling device, the new machine, so we don't even need to warm it up. We just press the button and boom, we're there. I mean, that's what
got that screwdriver, Goot? Motherfucker finally got that screwdriver.
Got plenty.
Got a dangerous man with a screwdriver in his pocket.
In his hand.
Come on
now. 1944, dude. It's we are getting pretty pumped into war right now.
Yeah, much different than 2004. We really went back on this one. This is, if anybody's upset about this one, this is the random generator. So you guys have them to blame, not me, not the guy that did the notes and did that. Sorry.
I feel like I'm to blame for 1944.
Oh.
Well, actually Hitler, but
yeah.
Right after Hitler is me, because I did say, well, probably Goebbels, then me. Anywho, but I think I was the one that suggested like 1940 to 2022 or whatever it was.
You claimed you found this cheat code for all of these old music back in the day.
No, I did.
This year?
Well, kinda. So the cheat code to fill everybody in who probably missed it was I had been sitting here on YouTube where there's too many distractions trying to catch up on old music and it was more of a visual thing. Turns out theater of the mind way better. And I would go on a long walk and listen to his music, and some of this would actually catch my ears. Now the problem is crooning is not good music, and we're back into crooning, guys.
Isn't that your fantasy football name? Crooning guys?
Dude, crooning guys is pretty funny. Write that down because I might want to use that.
We're going to maybe need that on a t-shirt.
Let's see here. Yeah, so 6 out of the top 20 songs of the year are Bing Crosby. Wow. I'm telling you, they shipped all the talent to war and left all these pieces of shit behind. That's just what this is. It sucks, dude. Hold on. I was looking at movies.
That man was talented, man. He won Best Actor this year.
Bing Crosby? Yeah, he's fun. Yeah, I believe it. He was the only person still in America that wasn't fighting. Something tells me he's a goddamn draft dodger. Goddamn communist, probably.
Didn't go to jail.
Hey, man, Judy Garland. Oh, Google that up. Was Bing Crosby investigated in the communist trials? Because I know Judy Garland was. Oh, that's interesting. Remember when they were hitting all this? I know we don't remember it, but remember reading about celebrities getting hit up? Like, are you a communist?
Oh, definitely. Charlie Chaplin's one. I mean,
Garland. Did Bing Crosby get hit?
The Alger Hiss trials?
Maybe.
Let's see what this is.
They were hitting up all the goddamn celebrities, dude.
Ooh, there's a lot of words in this one. On law2.umkc.edu.
There's got to be a wiki somewhere, dude.
The House Un-American Activities Committee hearings of 1940.
Let's just type in Bing Crosby, socialist or communist.
Well, yeah, in 1950, the Joint Committee Against Communism tried to discourage him from making a song in 1950, "The Old Man Adam." But I don't see any of the other ties. He was so left wing anyway, so I think he was okay.
Okay, Bing Crosby and Sons start anti-communism crusade. Whoa. Ooh.
Hey.
Let's see what we got here.
Man.
Yeah, okay, so he would just... Listen, dude, I still don't like him. He beat the shit out of those sons. That's why they probably did the same thing to their kids. It's a vicious cycle. Bing Crosby crooners. It really is a simple way to sing. And I looked it up on singing, r/singing on Reddit.
I know.
And pretty much everybody's just like, yeah, it's pretty. There's nothing really hard about crooning as far as like singers go. Just a lot of talking like this. Ain't that a kick in the dick? It's just a lot of that shit.
Yep.
Here's a fun one. Do you think we could get away with a pro-war, like explaining what things are songs today? Like, are there any? I was trying to think of one. I know there's a shitload of anti-war.
I bet you that's not going to fly these days.
Somebody wants to hear
Toby
that
Keith
shit.
isn't going to stand for it.
Well, I mean, that's all I could think of, but that was more patriotism, not like. Can we look up the lyrics to the song called the GI Jive?
GI Jive lyrics. Yeah, we can.
It's about a 30-second song.
From
But
Johnny Mercer?
possibly. I didn't write down who wrote it. He was just saying it. It was a female.
This looks like a guy, Johnny. The GI Jive. This is.
Hit the
it
lyrics.
Looks older.
Hit those lyrics, sir. It's hilarious.
Or is it Lewis Jordan? Is that the one?
It sounds like you're walking through a theme park and it's on. You don't have to worry about this. Just the lyrics. That's all we need. The GI Jive. It's short. They're just explaining to you what they go through.
Rudely toot, jump in your suit, make a salute.
Yep.
That one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That one's by Lewis Jordan, track 8 on How About That? March 15th, 1944. Sorry, this one doesn't have a link to play.
They go and eat food. It's called the mess. It's like stuff like that, dude. It's wild.
I would say the closest
looks
is
like
Bob Dylan during Vietnam War, because you have CCR, all the stuff in Vietnam.
Well, funny thing about CCR, a lot of people think that shit was about war.
I know.
Nah, not a single song. That's movie war, dude. Like that. What was that? I want to know. Have you ever seen the rain? There's a song about him and his brother fighting.
Exactly.
But they tossed that in a Vietnam movie, and we're like,
yeah, rain is bullets now.
Listen to this shit. Yeah.
All right, this is from our friends over at 78 Prof.
For a second of that, I hate it.
I do like it. That's what I was screaming. Green side out, brown side out, run in circles, scream and shout.
Did you understand all of that?
Yes.
The PFC, the CPL, the SGT, the LT, the CP, the OCD, the STD, the MP.
Do you remember that song "Wipe Me Down" by Lil Boosie? Wipe me down. LIMP, base, you're just saying letters. You got to sit there and like, what the fuck is it? God damn it!
Pull out your
I feel like somebody should remake it with all the different communities that we have now. The
just the whole alphabet.
The
Let's
QR,
go.
The plus.
LGBTQR. Yeah, that'd be hilarious.
Yeah, that's the next song.
Gwen Stefani, if you hear us, please do it.
That shit would be bananas.
Well played.
Let's see. Now there are a couple of songs that I think we all know. Did y'all ever watch Little Lulu, or ever seen it? I should say.
Little Lulu? I don't think so.
No.
You might recognize her. It's
The
old.
Little Lulu show?
Old. Yeah, it's old.
Oh, I recognize. I don't know that I've seen it, but I think a lot of people would recognize the character. Yeah.
I didn't have a whole lot growing up, so I had like 3 VCR tapes, and I sat, and one of them had like Little Lulu cartoons on it, and I probably know 5 cartoons frontwards and backwards, and that shit had the song "Swinging on a Star" by Bing Crosby. Do you know that one? Would you like to swing on a star? Every moonbeam's home in a jar. I might as well for dog. Bing, but yeah, that's the only Bing Crosby song that has any sort of like nostalgia for me. Let's see, the trolley song. Bang, bang, bang goes the trolley. Ring, ring, ring goes the bell. Judy Garland. Yeah, I'm telling you, all the talent is at war, dude. That's it. Listen. I would much rather. Did y'all ever see Saving Private Ryan?
Yeah.
You know the opening scene where like the guys are, in the water. It's cold. It's wet. It's windy, and like they know they're heading towards the beaches of Normandy, right? And right as that U-boat door drops down, they're just getting blah, 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 blah by the Nazis. I would rather be those guys than listen to Crooning.
Dude, the trolley song sucks.
It's so bad, dude.
Oh my god. I was
bad.
like, all right, maybe the opening's slow. Then I jumped into like a minute, and I'm like, and then I went to a minute 38, and I hate it even more. It's like a weird scene from The Wizard of Oz.
It's
but like,
bad. Well, Judy Garland. See what you did there? So it's funny that you brought up my walks. Good. I was thinking as listening to this shit. None of this music gets me hype. It doesn't talk to me at all. Like, what makes me want to let's go? And then it dawned on me. This is where like school fight music comes from, like something that gets you hype. You're not listening to any of this to get hype. So us, our brothers and our sisters, and we're going to victory and shit like that for our schools. I bet that shit got people hype back then. There was nothing like that on the radio. You get, would you like to swing on a star? Yeah, fucking yeah. It's the fight music at schools and colleges and shit. Fucking, I bet that was the shit. I bet it was fucking awesome.
I'm thinking legit fighting, not like a school mascot song. I feel you now.
Yeah, like get them like pumped up, dude. Like, we're gonna fucking steal the statue from the other school now. All that shit.
Yeah, kidnap the mascot.
Hell yeah, dude. yeah. So I had that thought. I was like, that's pretty. Gotta be close. That shit must have blown people's minds. You get a whole fucking like band going. And that was probably before black people figured it out and they realized, oh, we can dance too.
Add drums, baby.
Jesus, dude. Y'all ever been to a battle of the bands for schools?
Yeah.
It fucking rules, dude. It fucking rules.
Yeah, I've heard it.
Last thing for you. Look up just the opening lyrics to Mersey Dotes by the Mary Macs. It's in the notes. I'm not going to.
All right, let's look this up.
Y'all familiar with this one?
I know a ditty nutty as a fruitcake, goofy as a goon, and silly as a loon. That one?
Yep.
Some call it pretty, others call it crazy, but they all sing this tune.
Here we go.
Mersey dotes and dozy dotes and little lambsy divey. A kidly divey too, wouldn't you? Yes, Mersey dotes and dozy dotes and little lambsy divey. A kidly divey too, wouldn't you? If the words sound queer and funny to your ear,
dude.
A little bit jumbled and jivey, sing Mars eats oats and does eats oats and little lambs eat ivy. What the fuck?
That's like the original, like the fast part of Rap God by Eminem. That's like the first one. Everybody's like, we got to learn this.
I was just picturing some guy doing like slam poetry with this.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Okay, you got to clap talk through it and be angry when you do it. Little Marzi fucking totes.
Do they sing it pretty quick?
What?
Do they
they're
sing
fast.
It
they're fast, dude. And it's like bitches.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm looking this up.
I think the first part of the song is chicks and the second half is dudes.
Wow.
It does sound queer to my ear.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Ugh.
You listen to it?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's that's the caliber of music we're getting through in 1944. Like I said, all the talent was at war. God damn it.
Yikes. Yeah, so not a great week for Burley and his researching. Is there some that you hated even worse that didn't make the list? That you were just like,
the other 5 Bing Crosby songs that were on the fucking the top of the charts.
Other than Bing Crosby.
There was a Frank Sinatra song, dude, so much crooning. It got to the point where it was I did that hour walk, right? Back then all the songs were like a minute and a half. I was flying through these. Fucking I got to the point where I was just skipping. I was like, oh, Also, I don't have the time to do this anytime soon, but I'm going to do it eventually. I would like to know, of all these crooning songs, how many of them start with the word I'm?
Oh,
It seems like every song is talking about themselves. I'm, and then they'll go into it. So you got, I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. I'm falling in love tonight. Dude, every song starts with a long I sound. So just, if somebody wants to do that research for me, that'd be pretty
just ask
sweet.
ChatGPT.
Oh,
It's
nice.
vocal
I have to
warm-ups,
imagine.
man.
Yeah, it's vocal bullshit.
I know.
Anybody can get it is karaoke. Anybody can get drunk and fucking sing like a crooner.
Oh,
No
let me
thanks.
throw this out there. Did you on your travels looking for goo hear the song "Rum and Coca-Cola"? Because I am very interested in that
By
title. That
who?
came out by there's the Andrews Sisters, but it was composed by Lionel Belasco with lyrics by Lord Invader. And there's a whole
That
lot of
name rules.
and I mean it's rum and Coca-Cola in the 40s. Maybe this could have been the first potential like rap style song
No
name.
way. Like gin and
Song name.
juice.
This is I'm telling you, this is where potentially and I don't know exactly when I don't know anything about Lord Invader, but I'm looking at this. He was a prominent calypsonian with a very distinctive gravelly voice.
This one did not make my list. All
He
right.
Gravelly
became
voice?
after in the mid 30s. He was considered a country bumpkin by his people because of the
My man.
humble beginning. I want to kind of look this up. I want to know if it's Lord Invader. We gotta listen to this. Even if it gets us in trouble, we'll strike it from there, and then people can we'll just mute it, and you can look it up on your own. But as a group, I think we should listen to this for
Lord
the first
Invader, Lord.
time. Lord. Yep. Then Invader.
That's cool, man.
Let's see
That's
this.
like a modern name. Like if you wanted to be like a
Hipster.
DJ or something.
Right. I mean, I don't really want to listen to the one by the Andrews Sisters. I don't think.
Are they the ones that sing "Is You Is" or "Is You Ain't My Baby"?
They had
Is
a lot
you
of.
is or is you ain't my baby?
This one is, I think, Lord Invader. I'm not really sure if I should pre-listen to this or not.
Nah,
But
dude, let's just shoot from
this
the hip.
came up. Lord
Yes.
Invader, rum and
That's what I
Coca-Cola.
pictured, man.
Some of the young
Picture.
girls were more than glad. They said that the Yankees treat them nice. And they give them a better price. They buy rum and Coca-Cola. When tongue point boom both mothers and daughters.
Is that the same guy who sings "One Banana, Bring Me One Banana"?
Did he inspire
Much-
Bob Marley?
He was a major influence on the Marley
know, right?
Brothers.
Yeah, I don't. Like I said, I don't know if that's him. The one by the Andrews Sisters is a much different vibe. But they also, I mean, the Andrews Sisters also put out like "Shoo Shoo Baby." They're all over the hit start. "Straighten Up and Fly Right." "Don't Fence Men In." They had a whole bunch of
Don't
crap.
fence
And then,
us in, bitches.
Break that.
I'm a
fence.
wild stallion, dude. Yeah, if you lay out the oats, I'll come to eat. You can't fence me in, slut. You can't fence me in.
don't do it. But yeah, it seems like like you said, Bing and the Andrews Sisters. He actually did one with the Andrews Sisters, I guess.
The funniest thing, like Bing Crosby's parents had the opportunity to be the funniest people in the history of people by naming his sibling Bong. Bing and Bong Crosby.
That would've-
Yeah, they dropped the ball on that, dude. Much like the fat boy and the little boy that they dropped in World War II.
I see what you did there. Well done. Well done.
What you were in the military, right, Goot?
Yes, sir.
What's the weirdest job you could think of in the military?
Weirdest?
What are like some odd jobs that you like? A lot of people don't think about. Because I found a list on government.gov or whatever the fuck, and they have a bunch of like odd World War II jobs that people don't really think about.
It's true. I like this. I haven't gone through it, but while Goot's thinking, this is a cool list.
My first thought sanitation. I mean, welders, but odd though. Back in that time period, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, there's
Here, let's hit him with the first one, and then he can kind of start trying to fill him in. Hit him with the first one.
The first one
Matt.
is a blacksmith.
I
So
was thinking
Welder,
welder,
blacksmith,
yeah.
older version of the blacksmith, obviously, where they still made a lot of the items need to repair equipment and machinery. Definitely.
Because there's a
Wow.
big thing with the people getting like all their trash and metals and trying to recycle to help build weapons and like just bullets and just the tanks and stuff like that.
everybody was doing their part, as they say. What's the next one?
Number 2, a meat cutter.
What kind?
A meat cutter. They were responsible for preparing whole carcasses such as beef and lamb for distribution to the units around the world.
Like a meat grinder or just like a meat cutter itself?
Like cut, like I mean, they show a
a
picture
slicer.
of a woman with the big saw taking a huge chunk of meat and just cutting it up, labeling it, whatever else they needed to do, and sending it to the troops.
That's basic stuff, though. I mean, for that time period,
Oh.
Okay, how about this one then? What about a horse breaker?
for that time
Obviously
period,
trained the horses and the mules so they could be isbeen to mounted units.
Yeah,
They also
dude.
trained them to carry packs and hitched wagons and carts to them.
yeah. Thankfully, there's not been a war in the U.S. side, but it's all been in Europe and all that, over there. But yeah, sometimes the treacherous like terrain could be some situational stuff. So you got to make sure the horses are good like terrain stuff. My brother was in the army. My brother-in-law, he there was a unit that he signed up for to be a horseback rider over in the Middle East.
Oh,
shit.
man. Middle East horseback rider, that'd be the worst.
That wouldn't.
Wouldn't
Yeah. No, it would be pretty decent, I think, though, thinking all things considered in the jobs in the military, that maybe people these days would actually be decent at. An artist and an animation artist was an actual job
For
in there.
propaganda, dude. Hell yeah. Let's go.
And apparently they were super busy during World War II. The Army even stationed soldiers right at Walt Disney Studios for the duration of the war to make patriotic films for the public and instructional or training films for service members.
That happens now. It's just all done on social media. We
For
making memes, bro. That meme economy is through the roof.
You aren't. This one, the number 5 was an interesting one. A crystal grinder. Feel like that's a stripper name or an app?
Crystal Grinder's a good crystal name. A good stripper name.
What's your name? I'm Crystal Grinder.
Crystals. What are they? Like radios or something?
Radios.
Radios?
Yeah, many radios still required crystals to operate, usually galena? How the hell you say that? Galeana? I'm not good at saying words. But a crystal grinder would grind and calibrate the crystals to pick up specific frequencies. That
like tiles
is
and stuff
wild.
like that.
How do you discover that?
Science.
Oh, fuck you, dude. I know science.
Well, what happens is you don't have a ton going on, so you're the guy that's inventing, working, and it has to be, I have to imagine, obviously, tons and tons of trial, but it's got to be some dumb luck. I mean, you're looking at this, it's a piece of wood with a friggin' black iron nipple and some wires in this little crystal. This picture of this guy right here, let me show you. I mean, look how basic this is.
I hate
Go
him.
down.
I don't like
Look at
him. I don't trust him. He's shifty-eyed.
I want to go down. Right here, look at
That's the whole thing.
black iron nipple, piece
He's the
of
guy that
wood.
invented vinyl records, man. I mean, look at it. If you look at that piece of metal, like how they do the wax stuff like that.
It does look like the phono tubes or whatever they were called. Yeah.
Yeah.
No shit.
I mean, I mean, to be honest, guys, I mean, I don't know how we still invent things today with all the distractions on the phones and on our screens right now. Like, yeah, there's no way I'm inventing shit ever.
No, and everything's already invented, it seems like.
Yeah, go back 500 years. Tell me, build a computer. Yeah, I'm a peasant now. Show me where to scoop my shit. You know?
Yep. Actually, tell me where I can scoop your shit,
Yeah.
sir.
Build a trench.
Yeah.
Dig a trench.
God damn, these people are
Another
screaming.
job was the cooper. Troops who worked as coopers built and repaired the wooden buckets, barrels, casks, and kegs used to pack, store, and ship supplies and equipment.
That's a shit job. Legit. Like, I'm
Legit.
sure some of those buckets had shit in them.
Oh yeah.
They actually had to use hand tools to plug holes with wood and salvage damaged barrels.
That's
Imagine
Okay,
that
that's
shit.
tough.
That's
Imagine-
yeah.
Imagine that stuff breaking on the boat. If it falls, if it breaks, because of the fucking if it's the rocking back and forth, fucking nightmare.
Yeah,
Especially
but
if it
having that
happens to be
job
gun.
would suck.
Imagine if it's gunpowder or if
Yeah.
it's the food, like stuff you need, and you just, hey, Cooper, get up here. That's how they named it, Hanging with Mr. Cooper. It was based off this, I heard.
He was depressed.
Super depressed. He's like, you know what? I went from filling holes of wood to having to be a teacher and deal with these little shitheads. It's tough, man. It's tough.
That's definitely number one for me. But it sounds about the whole list.
What about a model maker?
Model maker?
There was somebody that was in charge of creating scale models of military equipment, terrain, and other objects to be used in movies, training aids, and operational planning, kind of like the art.
That is pretty interesting to think about. Like in all these movies we've ever watched where they have like the giant map on the table and all these pieces they're moving around, somebody had to make all those little bitches. That's kind of fun. That's a thankless job.
Imagine how wrong they probably are, because it's not like we have a technology with a drone or this or that. You have somebody on land, maybe, flies over once in a while and does a rough sketch or a description, and then they have to try to make this model, this terrain, up with somebody's to go from your brain to somebody else's brain to hand to or brain to paper.
I still don't understand how even the old school maps were drawn. Like, there's no
map
fucking
makers,
way.
The scenographers, and then the intel is so crucial to your life. Because if you get bad intel, you're in a fucking shit situation.
You need
Has anybody gone back? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
You need wind talkers as well.
The Morse code.
Do you think anybody's ever gone back? I'm sure there had to, and then compare these old war maps to present day. Obviously, the topography and everything else, whatever the right words are, is different. But to see, like, these were pretty accurate, or holy shit, how did we ever win a war? They were so wrong. Like, they couldn't be. I wonder what the accuracy rate was of them. Like, close enough. But,
I mean, I have to imagine like every little nook and cranny was not drawn, but I don't know how they did it though. Even old pirate maps, dog. They're way more accurate than you think that. Yeah. You throw all three of us in 2024 on a goddamn boat and say, circle this island and draw a map as fucking accurate as possible. It's gonna be fucked up, guys.
I got you guys. Don't worry.
No, see, you're too confident. I already know you're too confident.
I got you guys.
You're going to miss a cave or a manatee cove or something.
But it'd be like, all right, we're going to, you know what I mean? Like, you watch the movies. Like, all right, guys, we're going to come here and they draw on the map.
I got you.
We're going to camp out here. Then by my calculations, it's only a 2-mile walk to get to this river. And the next thing you know, you're out there. Sir, we've been walking for 10 miles. Yeah, I think it's only a mile or two more. Like, then the fatigue, like all that little stuff, you probably don't think, like, I don't know.
How long you lasting on it? I'm not asking you, Goot, because I know the answer. You're doing all right. How long you lasting on a desert island?
True. What's the thing? 3 days without food, 3 days or whatever? Probably 2.5 days.
I think you've got a long time without food. Do you have like 3 days? You have 3 days without water. You can go over a month without food easily.
Yeah. So I'm probably, I don't know. Unless I guess it's like, where's Max in the thing? Like, what's my luck factor? Like, am I going to stumble into some water?
Oh yeah. You get it rains every 3 days.
Huh.
Oh. So you're going to be weak. How long till you Robin Williams yourself from a coconut tree? Is there any more weird jobs on there? Or is that
you got a pigeoneer? Obviously, that one's pretty self-explanatory when they're using.
Bet you what something tells me? I bet you they still do that. I bet you they still keep at least 1 or 2 pigeoneers on payroll, just in case we have to get crafty with the Japs. You know what I mean?
According to the U.S. Army Communications Electronics Museum, more than 90% of the messages carried by pigeons were successful.
Yeah. Do you know how to train a pigeon good?
No.
See, we finally found one.
He goes, yeah, wait till next week. I just ordered 10 pigeons. They'll be here, and I'm going to ship you guys 10, and we're going to just send messages back. That's an interesting thing that you said, though, Burley. Like, now it's at my brain. Like, I wonder if they still have at least 1 or 2 people that know the skill. If mass communications go down, 90% success rate?
We know for a fact there are still falconers in the days of guns. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So, like, there's definitely some pigeon fucking note or dorks out there. Start strike that from the record.
I'll probably forget, but according to this, the quick little search I did, civilbeat.org, it says the Army spends tens of thousands of dollars on pigs in Hawaii.
Hawaii?
Which isn't obviously about that, but the U.S. military is one of the top spenders in Hawaii's economy, and it ends up spending a ton of money in Hawaiian pig farms.
Yeah.
They have $70,000 on contracts for live animals not raised for food.
And not painting the roofs blue.
They do it because apparently physicians, it helps them understand and incorporate the latest technologies and techniques before giving them to humans. So they spend $70,000 to test stuff on pigs in Hawaii.
Like lipstick and shit?
Without obviously not reading there, but...
and it was rhetorical. It was just like, you ever heard the saying, put lipstick on a pig?
Yeah. Pigs and goats to test procedures because their flesh most resembles theirs. So they're, healthcare providers.
I know that
research.
they do that with like testing swords and shit. You ever seen that where they'll like, see if you can do a one cut through a pig's hide with a sword?
That's what it is. The exercise involves inflicting the animals with bullet, knife, and explosive wounds and tasking medics to treat them.
Hell yeah,
PETA
dude.
likes that. No wonder why they did it in Hawaii, so PETA can't get their ass out there.
Yeah.
So many homeless people out there.
That's
sure that-
wild.
I'm sure that they do the right thing and feed the rest of the people.
Well, that's something that a lot of people don't know, though, too. Are you a donor? Are either one of you donors with your bodies?
I checked, yes.
You did? Okay, so there's a possibility. I know you don't give a shit, but a lot of people do.
Right.
But a lot of people think like, oh, they're going to use my body for, saving somebody's life. Nah, there's a good chance they strap you to some shit and blow you up just to see what you do. I read there's a real cool book if you're interested. I actually read this book. It's called Stiffs.
Giggity.
And it's all about what they do with dead bodies. There's some wild things there's entire fields of bodies buried and exhumed over and over and over just to like see the decomposition over time. It's wild, dude. Like, I think the last name of the author is Roach, if I remember correctly.
Mary Roach.
Mary Roach, yeah. It's called
the,
Stiffs.
The whole name is Stiff, the curious lives of human cadavers.
That's the one book that I've actually physically read in my adulthood. Yeah. That was my bathroom reader right before smartphones really took a big leap.
No shit. Interesting. Now look at that educational show we are here on the old Triple T show.
Oh,
good.
hell yeah. Oh,
let's do sports real quick, and then we got plenty of time that Goot can go through his movies and not feel rushed. Because, as of the time of the recording, it is...
Rush was not a band in 1944.
Imagine how big they would have been. Baseball.
Can you imagine them
St. Louis
crooning?
Cardinals
They would have been
defeated...
terrible because they were Canadian. They fucking were dodging the fucking big war. The Great War, as they say.
Oh. Yeah, the champs. St. Louis Cardinals defeated the Browns, which are now the Baltimore Orioles, 4-2 in the World Series. College football champions, Army, which was kind of surprising to me, being with everything
Get
going on.
to work already.
Yeah.
It is funny. Like, we don't have to look this up, but everybody that we're mentioning right here, is this all going to be draft dodgers? Is that why they're called the Dodgers?
Oh.
Los Angeles?
That's a good...
They're in New York.
Interesting.
I don't know. Just a thought. Just a thought.
How did the Dodgers get their name? Were they draft Dodgers? According to the club, the name originated in 1896 because they were the Brooklyn Trolley Dodgers. Heavy construction of electronic trolley tracks in front of the Eastern Park caused fans to dodge the trolleys to reach the park. Those fans became known as the Trolley Dodgers, and the team took on the name and obviously shortened them, like P. Diddy, to the Dodgers. There we go.
Shout out Diddy.
Diddy.
Big ups to Diddy.
Football, Green Bay Packers beat the New York Giants. Hockey, Montreal Canadiens swept the Chicago Blackhawks.
Did you purposely leave out the Army's name?
No, I said Army.
Uh-huh.
Second part.
What, the second part? Oh, the Army Black Knights?
Yeah, you think they're still called the Army Black Knights? It seems like something they would have gotten rid of by then.
They took out black.
No, they're still the Army Black Knights football.
Really?
Yeah, the Army Black Knights football team. Yep. If you look it up, they just beat UAB 44-10 yesterday.
University of Alabama, Bingham. Go retire.
Go. Yep. Same name. There we go. Let's do prices real quick, and we'll get into the movies. Loaf of bread in 1944 was 10 cents. Today's about $3. Gallon of milk, 62 cents. Gallon of gas, 21 cents. New car was about $1,220 for a basic Ford or Chevrolet. Average price of a house, $34.50. Stamp 3 cents. A men's suit, we talked about them earlier, $24. Pretty close to that probably on Shinasty or Shinasty.com.
Nasty.
Average annual income, $2,400 to go to Harvard. Roughly $420. A fridge, about $100 to $300. Pair of shoes was about $3. Go to the doctor's, $3 to $4. Newspaper, 5 cents. And the price of a hamburger at a diner was about $0.25. Know what we just learned today on the if you guys want to hear more about it, obviously go Thursday, listen to Stay Out of My Fridge with Eubin, who did say hey to all of the listeners, but he really said hey to Gute and Burley. We all got on, and not to go on a tangent or try to trigger Burley or anything. This isn't my intentions. We got on the app because there was Eubin was bitching about the price of a hash brown. He's like, it's $2.89. So Brandon J gets on his app. It was only $2.19. I then get on said app, and it was $2.39. We then checked 4 different items, and they were all differently priced for all of us. Some were cheaper, some were more. It's crazy because they're only like an hour and a half from each other.
That's pretty wild.
I don't know, but just I think we pulled we figured out some stuff on said company in their app, and now we're probably on the list, and they're probably listening. Something bad's going to happen.
Does it have to be on the app? Now I'm kind of wondering if I can look it up right now and see what it is near me.
Yeah.
Let me look.
Like I said, I
can order right here on here. Just click this. Pick up. Okay.
Pick up.
We're using Smart Link, whatever that is. Didn't know what that is.
Don't know either.
Let me type in my zip code.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay. Order delivery. Oh, it wants me to download the app.
Yeah, see? They always circle back
on Uber Eats. It's going to be more because they mark up everything. All right, so I'm trying to. I was on a side quest while you were giving all the prices and stuff. I should have just stayed quiet and stayed on my quest. I'm trying to see when the first time we brought up the comparison of prices, and I want to see how much it has changed just since then. But it seems like we didn't start doing the. Well, no, we put in the prices, but we didn't do the comparison of like in 2024 it is. But I want to know if since we started doing that, the price of bread has gone up since like months ago.
I
right?
gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But my stupid side quest didn't work out. It's a whole lot.
So so for instance, I put up just pulled up episode 201, which I think we're on 209. In the loaf of bread was $3, and I think it still said $3 in this one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Loaf of bread around $3. Yeah. So that was what, 2 months ago.
Yeah, I was just wondering if it was changing as we went, but I guess not. It was just a fun experiment in my head.
I like it.
If it would have matched up like you just did, I wouldn't have even said anything.
Okay. And it's basic. It says around, you know what I mean? So obviously it's within probably $1 or so.
I'd say the bigger fluctuations is the gas prices.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Mm-hmm. Sweet. All right, want to do the thing, Boot?
All right, movie time.
Is there a bunch of draft dodging movie people too?
No, not really.
Probably Dodgers.
So yeah, this segment is sponsored by our good friends at Vermont Flannel. Use the code BeardLoss24. So thank you for sponsoring my top 5 movies with Gute Time Travel Totals. But I always started off with the Oscars. Best Actor, as I said, Bing Crosby won for Going My Way, which is pretty much the premise. He won Best Actor in that movie, won Best Picture. He plays Father Charles O'Malley, is an easygoing golf-playing young priest who goes to a tough neighborhood parish in Manhattan, and it's a coming of age story pretty much. He's dealing with some unfinished business from his former life before he turns into a pastor, and just trying to inspire the youth of the boys in the town by joining the choir group.
This is like White Sister Act.
Yeah. early.
Oh, happy day, so happy day when
course-
Jesus came.
Yeah. God damn, it's a good parallel right there. The best actress was Ingrid Bergman. Yeah, she was in the movie Gaslight. I haven't seen that one, but I've heard good things about it. It's pretty much about this woman who divorced. Her husband dies, and she marries some guy from London, and she goes overseas to live with him. But she starts to realize that maybe he killed her former husband, and it's a good mystery thriller.
I'm into it. Been
Right.
gaslighting bitches since the 40s.
That
Trolley
whole term has
dodges.
changed now.
If you don't like these, get out of here.
Get out of here.
All right, so my top 5 movies. Number 5, you got Captain America. This is a classic, like 15, like they said serial, but it's like episodes. Like back in the day, like during this time period, there's one for Batman as well, where he's like made his first introduction to the big screen. But it's like 15 chapters, kind of like how Netflix does it nowadays, where they have like a whole series that they say chapter 1, chapter 2, whatever.
It must have worked. Even companies like Netflix are starting to bring stuff like that back.
Yeah.
Smart.
So Captain America, this isn't the story you would think it is with Steve Rogers. They actually use the district attorney, Grant Gardner, and he takes on the bad guy in the movies called the Evil Scarab. He's a criminal mastermind with plans to terrorize the world. Pretty much, I couldn't tell if you, like, based on the black and white, I couldn't tell what ethnicity he was, but that's like the Monopoly moniker class, which I found pretty funny. So some of the totals, he at least knocks out 50 plus bad guys, and just Captain America punching people. He has a gun, but he doesn't have a shield.
Wait, he has a gun?
Yeah.
Yeah. You didn't see the picture I showed you?
Well, it was small. It looked like he was pointing. That's why I was.
No, he's
Here.
got a gun, but it's a simple handgun. But I mean, there's no
It's getting
shield.
smaller as I zoom in.
Is this pre-shield? Click on that picture and Reddit. Does it make it bigger?
All the
we
metal is
go.
going overseas.
A good point. Good point. All the, what was it called? Unobtainium or whatever it was.
Yeah. Adamantium.
Adamantium, yeah.
This is I would say the golden age of TV. Like this, each episode had like a cliffhanger when it's like Captain America was like found in this like death trap. That's like the Batman TV show with Adam West was like each part 1 was a cliffhanger, like how Batman and Robin are going to escape like whatever some diabolical theme that bad guys had, villains had.
Have you watched it?
The originals?
The original, like the not the Adam West ones, the Captain America ones that we were talking about?
I have not watched this one.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm wondering if it's like as cheesy as like the Adam West, like they're trying to be funny and whatnot.
I think this is more like real. They think this is so real. Like I know the Batman ones, the sitcom was more campy. They knew what they were doing.
This had to have been like, we're going to win this fucking war. We have Captain America. Like, this is 1944. We're in the thick of it, as they say, as far as the World War II goes.
This is just that person making like a good like propaganda stuff.
Yeah.
So there's 10 vehicle chases, 5 daring stunts, 3 secret hideouts. The Scarab always seems to find like a new like lair or hide underground place to hide.
As an American, I agree. Propaganda rules. What is that beeping noise? Can you all hear that?
No.
Mm-mm.
Dude, something.
I don't hear beep. Do you hear beep boop?
No.
I will fucking.
Fire alarm?
Yeah.
Smoke
No,
detector?
it's
Batteries.
definitely coming through my speakers. It's my ceiling bird.
That's the last thing. There's countless like just the stunts they did, like jumping out of windows, jumping off a building, just the cliffside stuff, from pursuing justice. That was always cool. The stunts, like watching the trailers for each of these episodes. It was cool
Yeah.
to see the stunts they did, and just to think how far it's come along into the future.
I bet being a stunt guy back then was way more dangerous than
Oh,
now.
heck yes.
They didn't have unions back then. It's like jump off that building.
That didn't look good. All right. You have 2 broken arms. Okay, we'll just get another guy.
If you didn't jump
What was that movie? What was that movie? Milo and Otis. Do you know that movie?
God, yeah.
If you really want to trip out, look up how many animals died in the making of that movie.
It makes me cry. Like I remember watching that movie when I was little, and I was crying. I felt so bad.
Dude, like hundreds of cats or something like that died just in the waterfall scene where they were trying to get the perfect shot. So they're throwing cats off a waterfall. It's fucking crazy.
Go Disney.
Yeah, word up. Oh, poor Dudley Moore didn't know what he was voicing.
So number 4, like I love horror movies. Like I've seen the rest of these movies. You have The Invisible Man's Revenge. So directed by Forb Beebe, this installment brings back the terrifying concept of invisibility, but this time with a twist of like revenge and madness. John Hall plays Robert Griffin, a man with nothing to lose and everything to gain throughout his newfound invisibility. So the entire movie, there's chaos, brutal payback, and just a signature universal monster flair. There's 5 dead bodies, 3 invisible rampages. It's so cool just to watch the floating objects, the choking scenes, people like being like force choked, and just the madness that ensued. The serum injections were cool. The scene that the transformation of him going to invisible, betrayals, the creepy mad scientist, theme, and it's just like a good movie back from 1944. Number 3 is The House of Frankenstein. So this one's a huge mashup with all the Universal monsters, except for the Gill Man, the creature from the Black Lagoon. You have Frankenstein, you have Dracula, the Wolf Man, all in one movie.
That's going to be huge, especially 44 to
Yeah.
have that. Is it one of the first ones where they've taken so many different characters from so many different
this was the first
realms
one.
and movies and put them together, you think?
Yeah. Then they
If
started
not
doing
the first, got to be
collabs.
one of.
Yeah.
I think they were working to try to recreate that recently, and then Tom Cruise's The Mummy was such a failure. It fucking
The Dark Universe.
I shut it down.
Well, yeah, it's not good, but I mean, I watched it like a couple nights ago. And I was like, man, I wish they could have kept with it.
I liked it.
Yeah.
It had to be better than the
apparently-
new Joker movie.
Don't watch that.
I'm gonna watch it.
Terrifier.
I
I watched
gotta.
Terrifier 3. That doubled this weekend alone. It doubled what Joker 2 did already.
That's
Dude,
is it really that gruesome in the first 20 minutes where like people were leaving the theater puking, or was that just kind of blown out of proportion on social media?
They probably got a bunch of like normies who can't handle it. My wife had a reaction to it. She pretty much had her shoulder in my arms, like it was too much.
Yeah.
But I mean, it escalates through the entire movie, like the stuff he does, like how he kills people. It is truly something else. It made this terrifying.
Would you say it was terrifying?
For me, no. I mean, yeah, for me, no. There was a cameo that I stood up and gave a standing ovation for. I was laughing because I was like, no one else got who it was. So I'm like, you assholes.
What row do you like to sit? Like, what's your preferred row? I know we're getting off topic, but as an avid moviegoer, what's the prime? Like, you middle? You're not front. You're not back. Where's your opinion?
Usually the middle row is like row 4. I'm like right in the center.
Okay. I'm just curious. Being a guy that doesn't get to many theaters, and when I do, there's only really like 12 rows in it.
That's funny.
It's rough, but okay.
So
I'm gonna try row 4 middle.
Yeah. So The House of Frankenstein is directed by Early C. Keaton, and it throws together all these like monsters. You have, like I said, Frankenstein, Dracula, the Wolfman. You have the Hunchback assistant and a mad scientist.
Igor?
They don't say Igor, but they just call him the Hunchback assistant. Because I know doesn't Igor die in Frankenstein? I know
Does he?
the scientist dies, but I think he escapes and like he keeps on going. I'm not sure if he dies in the Bride of Frankenstein. I don't know if we see him in the Son of Frankenstein, but I have to recheck that.
He does not die in Frankenstein by Mary Shelley.
Ah, okay, the book.
Just to throw that out there in the 1939 film.
What about
Spoiler
a
alert.
young Frankenstein?
Ah, I love that movie.
The
Frankenstein.
best Frankenstein movie.
Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Frabula. Need some
Yes,
horses going crazy.
he does die in that 74 film.
Okay.
Spoiler alert.
We missed that one, didn't we? Did we already do 74?
No.
I believe you. Okay, I believe you. I'm gonna derail this shit because we're looking at lists.
Sorry.
Topicality. So there's 8 dead bodies, 4 supernatural transformations. You know, the Wolfman being transformation again. It's always cool to see a man transforming into the werewolf. There's 3 grave robbing scenes. A mad scientist, you know, just revenge spree. You can't have a movie, Universal monster movie without a damsel in distress.
Yep.
And just the epic monster showdowns, them fighting amongst each other is always classic to see. And just like the sets they have with the Halloween, the haunted castles, the foggy graveyards, and just the spooky laboratories. I love seeing sets like that, how they build it, and just it makes the movie. It just sets everything in the movie so perfectly.
When is Frankenstein supposed to have taken place? Like what time period?
Ooh. I would say the early 1900s because this movie came out in
18th century.
18th century.
1700s?
18th centuries.
Yeah, 18th century, but the date is obviously unspecified. And obviously, the novel is written in a word I can't say form as a fictional correspondence between Captain Walton and his sister. The letters in the novel are dated 17
Yeah.
and then some numbers.
1700s. That's wild. Okay.
Yep.
That makes a
Educational
little
show.
bit more sense.
It was cool, though, like the 1931 movie, how they incorporate everything. You get that feeling. You can't tell if it's like the 17th or 18th century because with the people, you know, revolting against the monster killing these people, the poor little girl throwing the girl in the water, in the river, and just the stuff he was doing.
In the river.
Yeah.
Toss him in the river.
I mean, they still do that with shit around here.
Yeah.
Actual human feces and waste right into the river.
Worse than India.
I bet.
It's got a whole country of shit rivers. They call it the chocolate fountain. That's where they wrote Wonka.
Yeah, Willy Wonka's factory.
Hey, welcome to Wonka's factory.
Very good. All I heard was a poo.
Ah, there it is. I like it.
I like that. I
Well
like
played.
that. I
Well
like
played.
that.
My brain didn't even think that. That's brilliant.
Number 2, we have Lifeboat. It's another Alfred Hitchcock movie. This one doesn't get talked about a lot, but it's a classic World War II psychological drama set. There's a single lifeboat where a group of survivors, including one Nazi, are stranded on because one of their ships, the American ships, was torpedoed by the U-boat. And somehow this Nazi gets on there, and just the psychological stuff, just everything was set on a lifeboat. There's 8 survivors. There is 2 major deaths, but you have to guess who it does and how they meet their fate. There's an intense storm scene where they have to survive it. It's just the confrontations. It's just the arguments back and forth of like what happened, like just the fight to stay alive, and just the cameo Hitchcock sneaks in. Just freaking awesome. So if you love Hitchcock, definitely a movie to check out. And
I really need to check out Hitchcock. Everybody talks about him. I still have not watched a Hitchcock movie.
Of all of the people to not probably get into some stuff that has the word cock in it, I figured it would probably be the Burley Man.
I just don't believe in marriage, and I ain't getting hitched at nobody, dog.
shotgun marriage. And
That's
number
the only
1
ones they have in Texas. You.
Yeehaw!
And number 1, I only know about this movie because the remake they did in the early 2000s, The Uninvited. Just a haunting ghost story set in like a supernatural thriller, just bringing chills and elegance, and just the subtle ways they do it. Directed by Lewis Allen, starring Ray Leland, Ruth Hussey, and Gail Russell.
I love the cover art of that.
Yeah, it's beautiful. So it's just 2 confirmed ghosts, and like there's the haunting encounters, like there's the fun, like there's the mysterious sounds, the chilling drafts, and unsettling visions. It's all pretty much on a mansion on a cliff. There's like multiple rooms, and just you don't really know what's happening, but at the end is once everything, the shocking twist and all that stuff comes to fruition. It's a fantastic movie. It's a beautiful score. Did you ever catch the piano tune, the Stella by Starlight?
Sing
Burley?
it.
Huh?
Sing it.
Sing it.
I don't. It's a piano tune.
Give us the melody.
He's like, that's a hard pass, dog.
But yeah, it's just a good psychological supernatural thriller, I would say. And that concludes my movie.
Wait, the Uninvited. That there is a remake. You said, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I feel like I've heard of it.
Yeah, 2009.
Yeah, 2009.
Show me the cover.
It's
the girl
like
through
somebody
the
looking
window.
in. Here, I'll show you.
Maybe I know the cover.
Sure.
Yes. Okay. I've seen the cover. All right. I would never watch that in a million years. Just based off that cover. Just want you to know that. I said, oh, that's scary. I don't like that one bit. That would be me.
No, it's pretty cool though. According to the IMDb ratings, I don't know if you value them or not, but the original actually has a better IMDb rating at 7.2 than the remake, which is 6.3.
Yeah, because it has Ray Milland in it.
Yeah.
It's gaining popularity. Apparently, the Uninvited 2009. It's up 3,500, or it's up 193 spots in. Must be spooky season, climbing the charts.
How many more years of the 40s do we have left, guys?
Well, if you're really asking,
It's so bad.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But unfortunately, we've only done 130s, and I don't.
I forgot about the 30s existing. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
But the good news is we do have some good gaps in the 60s, 70s, in the 2000s, and especially the late 2000s. Some current stuff.
I think the people know we like to fill them gaps.
Yeah, a lot of 80s and 90s have been done, so we might. That's why we've been jumping around.
We got a little greedy. We got greedy.
We
You know,
did.
we were like, ooh, 80s and 90s. We got a little greedy.
I don't know if we was. Did you wrap that up, Goot, with the movies?
All done?
Okay. Let's go over our. I don't know if you guys want to do this one as a live rating for the viewers. This is going to be a pretty easy, quick one for me. Personally,
Yeah.
1944. So I don't know if we want to do that, and then we'll give all the listeners.
I give it a 10. Gives it a
I rated
10.
my music. I'm gonna rate my movies right now. I'm gonna give it a. Okay. I did my rating. If anybody wants, I can put the link in the chat if it's easier.
Yeah, probably. I'm trying to find it real quick.
Here you go.
It's not
It's in the chat if you want to.
as quick as I thought.
Hopefully that's there, and then we'll. Assuming
okay.
that this isn't going to be a top 10, I'm going to go through and.
It's not.
It's not going to be a top 10. So
No.
our top 10 music that we've done through all of them. Number 1 is the year 2000 at a 93.5. Number 2, 1997, then 1994, 1977, 1983, 1989, 1991, 1972, 1967, and 1969. 2000 again was a 93.5, and our average for 69 was a 68.9. So I have to imagine this is gonna shake out. Our top 10 movies: 1994 coming in at number 1 at a 93.3, 97, 91.03, then 1989, 2000, 2012, 91, 83, 81, 72, 63. It's a pretty solid list, boys.
Yeah, this year's not making. It's not cracking top 20.
Yeah, so we the boys have gone through and ranked 1944, and for us it averaged a 13 for music
Out of 100.
out of 100, and for the movies it came in at a 33.35.
Yeah, I
For-
tossed in a secondary comma. You know that one? We'll go into
Mhm.
the second power.
Yep. So
We didn't make it because we're destroying the Third Reich. See what we are doing here, folks.
Goot the Movie Man rated it a 36.1, and Burley the Music Man rated it a 10.1. So we were all pretty close in there. And yeah, that's a wrap. Want to travel back, fellas?
Yeah, so bad. So bad.
Let's go.
Oh, it's almost football time.
Like Burley said, we record on Sundays, and it's almost football time. So we're going to go enjoy some food, some beverages, some football, and hopefully all of your teams win because we are not playing against each other. So best of luck to you and your teams. And obviously this came out on Tuesday. All of football has been done, and you'll know what kind of
Texans
mood we're
are
in.
on their way to the Super Bowl.
There they go. CJ Stroud, baby.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's a wrap. Goop, Burley, appreciate you guys. And anybody that's still listening for whatever reason, if anybody wants to suggest a year, send it in. If not, we're going to probably just pick one in an area. I'm not doing 30s next week. I'm throwing that out there. We're not going to give you we're not going to go from 40s to 30s. That would be very mean of us. But we'll come up with something fun. I know there is still 1 or 2 videos in queue, but I just don't want to do all the good years in a row because then that would suck. But 44. Glad to have you done. Have you done? Not only in history, but for this show. So, all right, that's all we got. We'll be back next week. Be good to your wieners. And as Euban says, give your grandma some hugs and kisses from Goop. Okay, bye.
Toodaloo.